Good morning. Today, you are watching Spiritual Rhythms for the Enneagram. And we're very glad that you've joined us either live or later. And we hope that you will write comments now or later, or if you have questions, or maybe there's somebody that you know. And as we talk, you think this is for them. We hope that you will share. Today, we're moving to the head triad. So we're leaving the heart triad where everything's about connection. How am I connecting with you? Am I connecting through doing good things for you, like a 2? Am I connecting by being effective and producing, or am I heart to heart with the 4? And today we move to the head and our beloved 5s, who are very much in their head. And I want to start with a story that comes from our book, which has many autobiographical stories of people. And listen to how this 5 talks about their life. Growing up, I got good grades and read voraciously, but I kept my thoughts and opinions to myself. At home, validation came from agreement with parents, not free speech. If I ventured a counter opinion, I was made to feel stupid and unacceptable. This made me isolate and withdraw, which didn't give me practice in relationships. I depended on my head to get me through. I joined a winning debate team, but found it difficult to engage in conversations that weren't issue-driven. For many years, I trusted only my head. My head was my protection. So does that ring true for any of you 5s? You may not have had the same background, but somehow something moved you to thinking the best way to move in this world was through your head.
And in this head intelligence, one of the main concerns of the head triad, 5, 6, 7, is some form of safety. The 5s don't want to look stupid. The 6s don't want to be afraid and with untrustworthy people, and the 7s don't particularly want to be bored or in pain. So they all employ strategies with their head to keep them away from those things that they fear. But this morning, we're particularly thinking about the harmony triad, and this is particularly key for the 5s, because as you know in the process error theory, the 5 and the 7 are not connected to the heart triad at all. So it can be the case that they have lots of head energy, lots of head wisdom, and some action, but they don't necessarily want to or feel able to be connected with each other. And we have found that actually in talking with people and suggesting, so tell me about the people you care about, and then they open up and they have this big heart. And they're like, where did that come from? I thought I was just in my head. But they actually do have this amazing ability to care. And so the head, 5, and the heart, 2, and the action, 8, is the harmony triad for these beloved 5s. So their little prayer mantra is?
Wisdom lovingly directs. And if you remember the story I read at the beginning, at least 2 times this beloved 5 said, I didn't know how to do relationships. And that's that cutoff from the heart. And so the head, to integrate and to connect and to be relational, needs to bring in their heart space. And their heart space is 2. It is a very caring space. Like Doug said, 2s may not be very obvious with their caring to you, but just scratch beneath the surface. And they 5s.
Yes.
5s at 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things.
Lost my train.
That's my bad. One of the things we've noticed about 5s that we know, and especially some of the ones who we have a good friend in the Dominican Republic who will be watching this sometime today, is that they the initial impression that people might have is that they're aloof and standoffish because they're waiting to see what's happening. But this connection to the two really softens that wisdom and storehouse of knowledge and information that they can bring. And when they do act, it causes to be much more receivable. So that powerful dynamic between the wisdom and the action and the love are a compelling thing for a 5, and give them lots of impact with the amazing insights that they perceive all the time. And so we are very grateful for the 5s in our lives, particularly those who are leaning into this harmony between the 8, between the 5, 2, and 8. Wisdom lovingly directs.
And for a 5 to access their 2 space and their 8 space pulls them out of isolating, pulls them out of withdrawing, because their wisdom really is only theory unless they give it to somebody, unless they lovingly pass it on, unless they act on it, 8, unless they do something with it, 8, unless it moves them and moves the world forward. So even if you're a researcher who sits behind a computer or in front of a microscope or something all day, your wisdom is for us. And so we beseech you, do the work, that little mantra, when you start to isolate and pull back and say, oh, I'm not sure I have anything important to say. Wisdom, lovingly, it's going to interact. Wisdom interacts and acts. It's another mantra. This becomes a transforming pathway for you.
And perhaps another way to think about it, just even as an action step going forward for you beloved 5s, is how today can I practice the presence of people? How do I actually make myself or invite God to help me be present to people? Because what I think you will find is, as you open yourself to that and get present to people, you will find that God has given you the wisdom for people. And because of your interaction and care for them, you will then be drawn out of that interior walled space that you might be tempted to live in. So that's one thing we hope you'll be able to try to do. If you found this Facebook Live video helpful, then we hope you'll share it with some of your friends and join us again tomorrow. We will be looking at the beloved 6s. Claire and Scott will be doing that. And so for today, it's Doug and Adele Calhoun signing off. Have a great day.